Good day, everyone. Welcome to Monday. Yay, it's Monday. Where the heck is that app? Okay. You know you've been like doing not the same routine when you're like looking at an app bar that hasn't changed and you can't find the app that you're looking for. It's pretty bad. But what is everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a spectacular Monday. We are going to go live today. I know it has been a minute. It feels like it's been a really long time with all the traveling that I've been doing. I'm very tired, but what else is new, right? What is today? Today is the 6th, right? Today is the 6th. Holocaust Remembrance Day. 6. All right. Hopefully today's the 6th. I feel like today. No, wait. What month is it? May, right? April. Whoops. No, it's April. Jeez. Today's the 15th. No, wait. Today's not. Yeah, today's the 15th. Man, I don't even know what day it is. Alright, so Fernando has been working on this Mini Cooper all day long. He just got it done. Put a set. It's a full Alpine system with the exception of it has a Rocker P308. I'll show you that real quick. So it's this guy right here. Sits nice and below the floor. It's got a lot of nice sound. Set of S2 S6x9s went into it. Those guys there. Guessing those were the rears. And then it got a set of S65Cs in the front door. We made a cool mount to mount the tweeter into here. How hard is it to get that off?
To take what?
To take the little silver thing off? Comes out pretty easy, right? You want a tool? Just gonna do it by hand, huh?
This is probably the most easy.
The easiest tweeter. So what we did, by we I mean I came in and saved the day. Yeah, you did. So this is a clear acrylic 2-piece ring. So behind it there is a backing piece. So these two you can see here. I left the paper on that one, so you can see it right there. 2 bolts hold that in, and then there's a bolt here and another one here, and that screws the whole assembly in. And it lines up with this cutout because the let me see that for a second. This piece here has these 2 little teeth that have to go into that hole, like so. And then that's gonna snap into place. I'm gonna let him do it so I don't screw it up. So that's about all I contributed to this because I got in at about almost 3 o'clock today because I was coming from Fort Lauderdale? I don't know, I got to ride the Bright Line train. Holy Spaceballs, the vocals. Anyways, yeah, so that was what's going on today. Which was fun. This was the easier to work on Mini Cooper. Not that any of them are great, but it was the easier one to do. The other one has a much harder dash kit. What's that? What'd you say? Looks like a number 8. Yeah, right? Or a snowman. Yeah, it's really weird. Good job. So what I'm trying to do now is export out the show header so I can go post that onto Facebook so you guys know we have a show tonight. Needs a vacation from vacation. You're not wrong. So this trip. So I got back from Canada last week. This past week was my mom's birthday trip. So I told my mom I would take her. She's been wanting to go on a cruise, and so I told her I'd take her on a cruise. And then I asked the girls if they wanted to go because it's like they didn't have to go. And then our cruise friend came. So we have friends that we cruise with, and they were like, "We're going on a cruise, we gotta go." So all of us went. We are also screwed when Dean decides to retire. No, trust me, I won't be retiring anytime soon. That's not gonna happen. As much as I would love to. I did meet a nice guy on the boat. I don't remember his name. The tornado there was no tornado here last week anywhere in our general knowledge based area. So it didn't hurt anyone. We could post videos from home. Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, so this week, just to give you guys an update, because I know last week we didn't do anything just because last week was like bookended really by leaving and coming home and leaving. But this week is going to be equally as hectic, but you guys won't see it, hopefully. We're going to start on the Alpine Tesla install, so that'll be the video you're going to get, which ought to be fun. Hey, you know who just tuned in, Fernando?
Who?
Your friend and mine.
And everybody else.
And everyone else.
And everyone else, yes.
Yeah. Would you like to do your thing?
Well, for most people that they don't know,
Get a little closer. Remember,
Morel, what is the microphone?
the microphone is down there by the keyboard.
Just blocking everything.
Here, just pick up the phone and walk with it.
All right, so for most people, MorelHiFi.com, this is the place that you can find all your equipment.
All your
And
equipment?
all your equipment.
What kind of
because
equipment?
Car stereo equipment,
That's
speakers,
important.
amplifiers. But if you go to Morel America Inc. and Facebook,
Oh,
you go there and follow them. This is the new page, and just click follow and click like for all these pictures. So Natasha's working so hard to get that back.
Someone stole their page.
And home. There you go. So this show is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com.
As well as Morel_USA. Or is it just America?
Morel_America.
Oh, America's right there. It popped up.
Morel_America. That's it. Hey, he's tired, so that's why.
Yeah. It's been an interesting morning. But a good weekend though. Grammy had a great time, and it's my anniversary. 29 years.
Wow. Are you sure it's 29 years?
I only know. Well, yeah. So Facebook posted my 25th anniversary picture. It said 4 years ago today, and I was like, there we go. Plus, they reminded me of it on the cruise. And I go, yeah, you know how many hours I put into planning this cruise for you guys for this anniversary? So it was a lie, but yeah. 3 errors occurred.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah. All good.
Yep, you're the best,
I
man.
saved the day.
Beautiful. Oh, wow. They did an update
What?
to StreamYard. Huh. No kidding. An on-air webinar. Ooh. I mean, they just look like changed the whole thing. Hi, Dean. Hey, how are you? All right, hold on. Let's see. Speaking of, picked up a freebie hoopty trying to decide on 6.5 components or the doors a 5x7. So here's the thing. Believe it or not, is you might want to go with a set of 5x7s because the 6.5s are going to be a pain, and they typically don't fit that well because you do have to put like a spacer behind them, and there's generally not a lot of room between most of those older Fords between the door panel and the speaker. So if you got to build it, you run the risk of the 6.5 touching the door panel. Not in all cases, but in some cases. So the nice thing is that everybody still makes a set of 5-inch components. Or I'm sorry, 5 by 7-inch components. or a 6x8. 6x8, 5x7 are the same size speaker. It's just the universal hole pattern. So I would pick up a set of the nice 5x7 components and make your life a little bit easier. That's just me. But you'll definitely, they still sound great, but you'll definitely have an easier install if you do that. Kicker makes a couple nice sets. Focal has a nice set. Trying to think of who else off the top of my head. Those are the two that pop in my head right now. So, yeah, I would definitely, I would check out those. Kicker has them in both series. Oh, and Alpine has a set also. So you got it covered there. Description. Let's see. I'm multitasking, which is terrible because I'm not good at that. But putting up the stream so that you guys can come and watch us tonight. And we'll answer all your questions and have just so much fun as we often do. Oh, that's right. Morel also has a set of 5x7s. I forgot. Yes. Good call. Thank you. But yes, they have a high-end set of 5x7s that are really nice. They're in their affordable line, so they're not like $700 or anything. They're very affordable. But they're very nice. They also make a set of 6x9 components as well. Alright, so we're going to make that for 6:30 today. Going to upload a thumbnail. Can't forget about Morale. No, I know. I'm just trying to get through today is really what's going on. Most people would say I was stupid for coming in today. I should have just gone home and, gone to bed like everybody else. But I knew we had a lot of work to do, so. And this week is going to be crazy. I'm going to be late on Wednesday. Thank you for the clarification. Oh no, trust me, you'll love it. How was your weekend? It was busy. It was busy. Mom had a great time on the cruise. Mom's like 78, I think. I know that's terrible, but she's old, and so she walks very slow. So I was on like 10% power all weekend, walking around the boat with her and getting her up to the right floor and making sure she got to see all the stuff. And she had a good time. We went to Disney's Castaway Cay, which she's a beach junkie. So, and then of course at Castaway Cay they do a 5K, and she's all into doing these 5Ks that are very slow. She walks 5Ks. So her and I had to walk the 5K. That was fun. I took my new Fuji camera and took pictures while she was walking nice and slow. You need us to test that? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. Recording is up. So the notifications should be going out right now for the show tonight at 6:30. So that'll be great. It'd be nice to get back into the swing of things. Hi, how are you? How you doing? Alright, so we're going to test this for, we got this little amplifier right here. Paul needs it tested. So Fernando has a power supply and a test bench here on his desk. So we can what the heck happened to this? Alright, so we'll test this. So this is a Pyramid 15 amp? Yeah, 15 amp power supply. And we just use this for testing simple stuff, like if we got to turn a radio on to do programming or anything like that, we'll do it with this. Looks like they cross-threaded it. So let's take it down. Okay, so we got power and ground hooked up. This is good. So now we'll turn it on. See what happens. We got a green light. So let's take a look at the green light. So basically we just jump through power and ground here. And we come over here and we have a green light, which is cool. So that makes things easier. Shout out to RP at Soundcheck for giving me a Sundown SD3 10D4 so I can have some actual bass in my trunk. Look at that. Congratulations, man. That is fantastic. All right, so we got a test speaker here. So we're gonna hook that up. All right, so one of the things that always screwed me up on the kicker amplifiers is the way they do their power and ground. Because it is a mono amplifier, this got us forever. We just wouldn't forget. So these two here are positives and these two here are negatives, so it doesn't go positive, negative, positive, negative. So you always got to check on a kicker to see which way they're doing that. I can't tell you how many times we'll get done and we're like, there's no bass, and we'll be like, there's got to be bass. All right, so you just heard the thing make noise. All right, so hang on, we're gonna turn the bass boost down. All right, so what do we got here? So it's crossed over at 50 hertz.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's in low level. Gain is up about 3/4. No, it's about 1.
Yeah.
2/3.
I mean, it works.
All right, let's play it again. Yeah, works like a champ. Okay, so surprisingly, the amp is good. Not really. These things, you gotta do some pretty bad stuff to screw one of these things up. Oh, let me screw this back up. Okay, there you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh no, thank you. So how we test it is we use this right here that has a lightning on one end and aux on the other, and then we have this aux to RCA right here. So we plug this in, and that is how we get sound to our test amps. We keep them, you know, if you guys ever wondered what we put in these drawers here, that's what goes in there. Turn it up to 11. Always turn it up to 11. Bro, so check this out. We were working on... I've already put out of my mind what car it was. Last week, before I left, we were working on a car. Oh, I know what it was. It was an 87 Mustang. Didn't want to work on it. But we did. It all worked out great in the end. However, the car cost me more money to work on because these are the Lowe's high-end drill bits that they carry. These things are fantastic. They're blue. I'm slowly but surely changing out all my bits to these. This one is my 3/32, a very important bit, and it cracked my bit, and I was like, oh, well, that's fantastic, because I just bought it, which really sucks. And so this is like a $4.50 bit, so that's fantastic. So I went and got my backup, cracked that one. I was like, fantastic. So then, this is my T50. This is my seatbelt Torx. Cracked the head right off of it. That was fantastic. So that one broke, just snapped right off. I was like, ooh, wow. So that was before I left. So I haven't had time to get replacements for them. But man, that pissed me off. I was like, come on, man. But yeah, I mean, I've had this Torx bit for a very long time. So to have it break was just like very, very disturbing. I've been beating my head on which shallow mount to get. Sundown was on the list, and well, nothing beats free. I'm gonna agree with you. Free is definitely pretty nice, especially when you're in the wanting and somebody's offering. It's hard to pass up free. There's no question about that. Yeah, free is nice. Okay. Yeah, we all like free. Almost got the Monday. Yeah, I know, right? Why is this thing not sitting right? What's up, everyone? I've broken those Torx bits before with the 3/8 impact. 1/2 inch seems to work better on them for some reason. then you're right on that. And I think I have a set of 1/2-inch Torx. I think. I might not. I do have a brand new set of 1/2-inch Torx. Yeah. Yep. Got it. Forgot all about these, not gonna lie. Yeah. So they're kind of in the back of the toolbox. I have the Allens too, and I have an older set of those. So I'm sure I have Fernando has one, because if I don't have it, I usually buy 2 of everything. So here's another one here. So I had a backup, but yeah, it's just one of those things where you're just not expecting it, and when it happens, you're kind of like, what the frick? Oh. Just found these. No, oh, these are the 4 thingies. Those are the weird little 4 things. See, that's the sad part, is I got all these things that I just don't know. Like when we need them, we buy them, and then they just kind of go into a drawer, and then we have to find them when we actually need them again. So, yeah. Oh, and I have these too. The ones with the holes in them. Well, Pittsburgh. So, I buy the cheap tool, and then if I find that we're using it a lot, or it breaks, then I'll go buy the better one. But, for the onesie twosie, we might actually need it. This is a better one, because we use them all the time. This isn't a cheap one. This one is a Husky. It's not like a Snap-on. I do have one Snap-on Torx that I bought years ago. What's your thoughts on NVX products? We only installed a little bit of NVX. It seems to be good stuff. It seems to do exactly what it's supposed to do. I don't have any problems with it. I think, the reality is if you know what you're buying, in the sense that, like, you understand what it is you're spending your money on. So, like, if you're buying a Scar Audio piece of equipment, and I'm just using that as an example, it could be anybody's brand online, and you're paying a set price on it that most higher end brands don't have a product at, then you kind of have to figure that, like, maybe it's not up to the quality of the higher end brands, okay? But then you have the guys that say, well, they're just charging because of their name. Fair enough, right? Yeah, I mean, I could see that, because, but there are some that there are some online brands that are very expensive, and they're, again, just not. It is MVX is an online brand. It's Sonic Electronics house brand. There's always good, better, best, and as long as you understand what you're buying, not talking about NVX, I'm just saying in general. Don't expect Moscone performance without the Moscone price. But no, it's good stuff. And as I've said a million times before, it doesn't matter, right? You just want to get into car audio, and if you need a 4-channel amp, buy a 4-channel amp that you can afford. Put it in the car and rock out. I mean, eventually, if this is something that you decide this is a hobby that you're going to really get into, then you're going to start spending money on it, and you're going to start buying products that cost more, because you start to see the value in spending more money on things and what the better products offer. It's just how it is. I mean, it's like the camera I'm shooting with right now is a Fuji. We also film everything here with Canons, and we have several expensive Canons, but this Fuji is still more expensive because it's just a different camera. Fuji is nowhere near as popular as a Canon. Is the Fuji better than the Canon? In some regards, yes. For sure. But it also costs 3 times the amount of money. So, but can I take a picture with the Canon? Fuck yeah. Can I take an amazing picture with the Canon? Oh yeah, totally. And that's all I'd be using if I hadn't got my hands on this, because I really like the way the Fuji's. I really like the way the Canon works, and I'm having a lot of fun with the Fuji, but it's a different thing. Amplifiers are the same way. You strive to get the best thing you can get, and my first amplifier was what would be the equivalent of a 1980s internet brand, if there was such a thing, which was this guy right here. So this is the Sherwood 240, and I had this, and I had its little brother, the 180, and this thing is not. This is just like some crazy amplifier stuff right here. This thing was, by today's standards, this is straight trash. But I didn't care. It got me an amplifier. It got me 2 amplifiers. And then I had to trade. Then I was like, oh my gosh, like I want a better amplifier. So I traded this, and I traded in 2 amplifiers and still had to pay $120 to get into Orion GX or 280GX. So, it was like, which I don't have. I took that home. But yeah. So, But there again, it's also how serious do you want to take things. I mean, it's just up to you and how crazy you want to get. Time to go through and inventory your tool drawer. I mean, we do every now and then, but yeah, just need to move it to a different drawer where I can actually see everything. So the problem is that when we put this drawer in, these drawers don't open all the way now because they stop here. So if it's up underneath there, I can't see it. So, and these, I could probably move it to this drawer here. But these are taller drawers than those, and I like that, there's never enough. There's just never enough. It's just what it turns out to. But anyways, Fernando's over here getting everything set up for the show tonight. We're going to take your questions. We're going to have a good, fun time. I'm going to go over here and join him because I got to get the TV down off the shelf and get that set up. Fernando.
On to the next one. No, just tune.
Yeah.
6:30.
Yeah, see you at
Facebook,
6:30.
YouTube, that's where we are.
220, 221, whatever
That's
it takes.
exactly how it is.
All right, man. See you guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, how you doing? It's a nice butt shot of Fernando. Today we were working on our tans. You all right there, old man?
Hey, look at that. I was white. Look at me. I was white.
Yeah. Today we worked on this 350Z here. Hey, how you doing? Hey. He wanted some upgrades. It had an older stereo in it that we had done before he had done all this to it. Yeah, there's no way a Bigfoot would fit in that. Oh, you'd be surprised. I've seen some pretty big guys have these cars. But anyways, today was updating this. I don't even know where to begin. So a lot of people have had their hands in it. Afternoon in this car. So we'll kind of touch on what we did today. I'm gonna sneeze here in a second.
Don't.
Yeah, no, I got to.
No, don't.
Oh, that felt great. Oh, what's up, Mike? Anyways, let's unpack this, shall we?
Want to?
Yeah, I know. So we didn't work in here today, so it kind of sucked.
We still make a mess.
That's from yesterday. Go ahead and shut it off. Let's start in the trunk. I think that's the easiest way to do this. Yeah, I don't know any other way. So you gotta press the button once, and I gotta pull up, and then you gotta press it again. So, all right, hold on. One more time. Okay.
I'm coming.
I know, it's okay. All right, so it had these Q-Power subwoofers in it, and you had one of these was melted.
Right there, the other one, right here.
Oh yeah, so this one got melted, as you can see.
Sink in.
So had to replace the speaker cups, and then went with some of those to go into there. Now this is all being powered off of an 802.5, which is the small Kenwood 5 channel that we had put in to power like one 10-inch right here. And yeah, abort mission. That was Jeff.
I was about to do it.
All right, let me stand back because this thing is okay. So
if you want to go to the beach,
that's a surfboard. That is a surfboard rack. So the thought was the question that was posed to us was, how do we make this louder, but for
Latino music?
But for a budget, and we already had a 5 channel in here, and it just didn't make sense to deal with that. So what we ended up doing is putting in another 802.5, and of course jamming it into this small space here. So what we have is two 802.5s. Basically they're both running 3 channel. So the top one is for the front, the bottom one is for the rear. There's no easy way to do this other than to run RCAs into all channels. So these are all Y jacks, and it Y jacks into the 4 channels, the 6 channels coming out of the radio. And as you can see, these are bridged. So stacked on top of one another. Had to make some risers to get them to fit in here, and it just fits right in perfect. There's like that much room. So now what we have is, after voltage matching everything, we have basically bridge channels to each. So a ton of power going into this door, that door, and to whoever put in these Pioneers for them, because we didn't do those. And then more power going to the subs. So, which is great. Not my finest work, for sure, but you know, it gets the job done. There was also friends in this car this morning that I had to spray. You guys totally need to get Mark to host a gig using a truck system. Okay, I don't know who that is, but it sounds like it would be pretty fun. So so the box kind of sticks up really high.
Just a little bit.
So anyways, what that gave him is basically double the power. So we doubled the power on the whole system for a reasonable amount of money. Because those amplifiers are very affordable. I think they're somewhere between $250 and $280. So we doubled the power output, which is nice. And then there's only like 8 feet of power wire here. So we measured it because I had to find out whether or not we were going to need to go up to another 4 gauge or at a 0 gauge, or what we could do there.
Wireless, maybe.
Wireless would have been cool. So yeah, so that was this, and it is that it's louder, a lot louder. The one thing we ran into on it was that the bass knob for the 802.5 only plugs into the 802.5, and now that we have 2, what to do. So there's actually a really nice solution for that if Jeff was still on, he'd be probably typing in right now and going, I know what you guys did, and he'd be typing it in, because there was a good solution that allowed us to solve the issue.
Right, it's in the top.
Oh, it's still on your bench. To solve the solution of needing to bring 2 amplifiers together into one for a bass knob. And it is this piece right here, which is ACRU from Audio Control. Hopefully those scar woofers don't give him a scar when the box breaks loose. Dude, I don't think you have to worry about it. That box, like, there is no breaking loose. It's caught between the strut bar and the rear thing, and it barely fit in there. So, but what this gives us is a universal bass knob. So RC in, RC out, full linear control, Cat 5 connection between the bass knob and the controller, so you can mount the controller wherever you want. It comes with a 1.5 feet, which is all we needed, but you can run up to 100 feet, I think, 150 feet between the two, so you could put it in a motorhome and go crazy if you wanted with no loss. But this is what we ended up putting in to solve the bass knob problem. And the cool thing is, okay, so this costs about $75. The bass knob was if you want it, it'd have to be 2 bass knobs, which would totally suck. Like, who would do that? Nobody. So, but the bass knob is about $50. So for $25 more, you just had a solution that made a lot more sense. So that's what we ran with on this one and solved the big issue of how do we control 2 separate amplifiers with 1 bass knob. And that was the fun today.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, even in something as basic as this, there's always that one thing you just forget about, and like it seems like it wouldn't be a problem, but then it runs into a problem because you're just like, well, you think, like I said, a bass knob, it should be the simplest thing ever, and it turns out not being a simple thing. So this is when we went to Master Tech, we came up with that cool amp rack that we made, and we used the Arc Audio set that we had here, but we had plans of doing 2 Kenwood small amplifiers in a stack, kind of like we did in that, but we ran out of time, but we made the parts for it. So this was the cardboard cutouts. The amplifier was going to sit like this. Yeah, it was going to sit like this. So the bottom one would be flat, the top one would be at a slight angle, and the wires would come out of the amp and come in between. And so what we came up with was this shape here. So the triangle was to emulate Kenwood's power triangle, and this is white, and then this was black, and then they'd be attached to one another. So these would be the side structure. So it'd sit like this. And then we were going to put, there's holes going through these so that we could screw in, and then we were just going to put dummy screws in the rest of them so that it just looked like they were structurally doing something, but they weren't. But we never got past the cutout phase because we ran out of time. So maybe someday we'll get to build this display and see what that looks like. And then these are for this whenever we get to this. These are for the store display. So we've just been really busy and haven't had time to get to it. And then if you guys caught the show last night, you saw that we have the new to us is the Mobile Solutions dual router table came in. It's one of our upgrades for this year. Got the 2 dust collection buckets, and it's going to replace that over there, so it's going to go over to there. But what we wanted to do before we do that is change the countertop from black to this. So I have to, cutting board, because I like this. So I have to order. They make this top though. That's the cool thing is I can get this top and then just router these in. And it's nice because it has these pieces here. So that'll be fun. So, but I can't. This is cool because it controls everything. So it'll control and it'll just make that area look so much nicer. Controls. Bro. Vacuum system. There we go. Controls. The vacuum. Controls the vacuum system. So it'd be nice to get this installed here in the next week or 2 so we can use it. The other thing we're deciding on whether or not we want to do is on this router, it has this little guy here. And I was thinking of just leaving it out but it's become such an integral role in our lives. We'll probably end up putting that also into the new top we're going to put in. So
I think we have to.
I think we have to too.
It's a necessity.
Yeah. So that'll be that.
Bring your subs. I'm gonna put it in my cup.
You're so bad. You're so bad. One other thing. So I got permission today that we could. We could show. Because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everyone. Apparently, everyone's got one. Yeah, I know, right? So let me move this. Let me move these boxes out of the way. Throw this away. So this came in and we kind of showed it a couple weeks ago, but we weren't supposed to talk about it. And but now we got the clearance today to where we can talk about it. So for those of you guys that are big kicker fans, this is the
Warhorse.
no, I'm gonna close it so I can get to push that in. There you go. This is the Warhorse 3600.1. So serial number 11 with a bunch of numbers in front of it. They spelled my last name wrong, which is kind of funny. So we'll just leave those there. Actually, we can just leave these on here because I don't know. But this guy is going to go through the paces here in the next couple days. It's got a ton of stuff like.
Dude, this is cool.
So yeah, it comes with this bass knob here, but it also comes with this control center here.
You can go to the future in this one.
You can go to the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just typed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I got knobs for each.
That's cool, man.
But this guy here, put that back in there, and we'll pull this out. So a point of reference. So this is 3,600 watts, and this one, whatever they do to get this number, this one put out 46.2. We were told how much amperage this thing draws, which is substantial. So I don't know if we have enough power to get the voltage to it that they got, but we will definitely do a real world amp dyno and see what this thing will put out. Take it apart, take the back off, do all kinds of fun stuff with it, because I know you guys, even though you're not going to be buying one of these, you're definitely, there's a ton of kicker fans out there. Some of them will be buying it, but like, we know how you guys feel about kickers. We feel the same. Thanks, Elias. But anyway, so this is it here. So for those of you that haven't got a close-up look at it yet, you have ground, dual power and ground inputs. Remote turn on here in the center. Fans on the ends, it looks like, or at least grills here on each end. That's a cool kicker. Like, how cool is that? That's pretty neat. Like four gauge speaker outputs. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Dude, I like it.
Everyone loves the Tiffany style connectors, so it's got those. So I feel like they ticked all the boxes on this for fandom, as well as making just one of the best SPL amplifiers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep, you're right. They will be shipping soon. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm interested because I know, like you want to get the back off of this thing. We want to see what it looks like. We want to see the symmetrical design. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it a symmetrical amplifier design. Talking with them actually today, they were talking about how it's designed. Like, I want to get it apart because the way the amp layout on this is different in the sense that this is their design. So they call it symmetrical. So that's why you see power and ground, because they want to make sure that throughout the input and output of the amplifier, the pieces that need to have power get power at the right times and without lag. So it's pretty cool. Like, to be honest, I can't even touch on what they were talking about because they talked to me for 45 minutes on how this amplifier input design is unique to this product. It's not just a bunch of power wire coming into it like some other amplifiers. Not picking on anybody's name, but because this isn't my category. But it's pretty cool. But yeah, so you guys are gonna like this. This is gonna be fun to play with for sure. Get it out there. But as much as we like talking about our good friends at Kicker,
yes,
the company that didn't call me back today when I called them earlier today, but don't be alone. Today was a rough day for phone calls. Fernando.
yes. The company you're talking about is...
Say that again.
The company that you're talking about is MorelHiFi.com. This is the place that sponsors the show. This show, 5 minutes with 5-star. Like this beautiful Ultimo Power Slim subwoofer. Exactly. It's a power slim subwoofer. It's a 12.
Hold on. Sorry, Ada. I didn't. I was on a boat. Continue.
Okay. Yeah.
Power slim subwoofer?
Yeah. So
It's just an amazing slim subwoofer.
And you cannot put that one in the boat. Well, you probably
can put it anywhere you want.
Boat. Make sure it's,
yeah, sealed and dry.
Yeah,
that 5.1 inch voice coil will not like corrosion.
That would be great if a Disney grab,
Disney?
Yeah, Disney grab multiple.
It's a ship. It's a ship, bro. You don't have anything to worry about on a ship.
Bro.
Nothing gets wet. Ever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, you want one of these?
We'll be unboxing this one here shortly. Yeah, we'll be taking this one apart shortly too. Yeah. Let you guys see.
I still want to do that.
I don't know how it compares to the TW3s. I really don't. A video came up on MTX is doing a warehouse clean out. They have a lot of install stuff you might be interested in. Lots of pack and American International. No, I have plenty of pack and all that fun stuff. But thank you, Morel, for being a sponsor. That's a good. Someone brought up an interesting point, and so that's all right. So that's we'll just say that's 3,600 watts, okay, right? 3,600 on face value. That is 10,000 watts. This is the original Warhorse. Someone had said. So there's the original Warhorse. So technically, we would need 3 of these to be that. So let's do something here. Here, hold this.
Well, I mean, it's almost the same.
No,
hang on, let me switch it.
No, what I want to do. God, this is heavy. So.
Yeah, let's grab the shear stool that we have.
Let's grab the crappy stool.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any other stools.
Make sure you fall, okay? I want to see it.
Try not to fall. All right, so there you go. That is the
it's
size.
like. If you put it like sideways like that, it's like 3.
Yeah,
3 amplifiers like that. There you go.
Yeah, you can do that. You can fit 3 in the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about the same size.
Yeah.
Totally different design, but you can see where this.
Same style.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it like this,
yes,
it's definitely you can see the style cues. Because I mean, yeah, they basically just
same engraving in the front.
Yeah, they didn't put the cool triangle, which why would they? Because they didn't need to. But I mean, you have the line, you have the Warhorse, matches the Warhorse.
Yeah.
They moved the font, which is right here.
Yeah.
Matches the font that's up there. So
no, it has a font in the bottom too.
No, what I'm saying is this.
I'm just kidding.
I know. Oh God, what is wrong with you, man? So yeah, it's definitely has that throwback appeal for sure.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you can actually carry this.
You could carry that.
No, you can't.
Sure you could.
Dude. It's my size. It's like 5 feet.
Yeah, we should pull it down and compare the two.
I took a picture with Sebastian when we had it here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably as big as he is.
Yeah, the amplifier was bigger.
Yeah. You need those in EVs. They have the battery to power.
I think you should put that one in the EV. Sure, like a Tesla.
Oh, for sure. I mean, put all the batteries.
Can you put that one in a Tesla?
Put a bigger alternator in it, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you gotta do?
Make sure you fill it up with gas on it.
Call up the guys over at the alternator shop. Be like, I need a bigger alternator in my Tesla. That would be funny. Oh, don't want to lose. Don't want to lose certified power.
It's a certified?
Certified. I don't know who does it.
From who?
I don't know what his name is.
Who's the certification guy?
It just says passed. Whoever passes. Yeah.
It doesn't have the name?
Doesn't have the name. Lame.
That's the name? Lame? Lame passed these amplifiers.
I remember meeting Lame. Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was a good dude. Good dude. Over there in the kicker
What up, everybody?
warehouse. So, during one of my many trips, Fernando was cleaning out the front, and we forgot we had these. These are the Brax wood boxes that they didn't want anymore. So, we're going to sand the tops.
Laser it? I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe paint it.
I think painting would probably.
Yeah.
But we're going to sand the top. I have to buy a new orbital.
A new what?
Orbital sander. The sander.
That's what they go?
It's called an orbital sander. Yes. Yeah, that's what it's
I
called.
was just gonna call it sander.
No, it's not a sander. It's an orbital sander.
Okay, so
It
it's not a
spins
sander,
around.
it's just an orbital
No, it's
sander.
called an orbital sander.
That
because
sounds good.
It orbits around the center. It does this.
It does that. Okay.
Yeah, and then it'll do this, and so anyways.
Anyway, so continue with the story. Yeah.
No, so he found these, and it was funny because Sebastian needed something to put his stuff in, and you were gonna go try to buy something, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
And actually, I was about to do a wood something because it looks cool. You know, like those agents, they're beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna use that.
yeah. So we'll repurpose these and get rid of them, so
Yeah.
we can finally order the stuff for the front.
Yes.
So because taxes are paid today or yesterday.
That was yesterday, man. That was anniversary.
It was my anniversary and tax day, so it's just
Happy anniversary!
it's just like payments all the way around. Everyone got, you know.
It's a reminder that you gotta pay.
Yeah, you pay.
That's right.
You're like, you're an asshole.
I mean, she has to pay the price.
Yeah, I mean, she's
Of
the
you.
one that-
You know,
she's the
so
one that,
yes, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, we got a lot of unboxings coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, because we'll have Haley's car this week. We need to do some subwoofer tests.
We have subwoofer boxes. Yeah.
Because we got 2 diamond boxes, we
Correct.
have 2 audio control boxes, we have 2 focal boxes. So we have you guys are going to get it. Unfortunately, you're going to get inundated with some subwoofer enclosures.
It's just reviews.
You know, which you know they're fun. Well, don't worry, we won't just like here you go. That'll be it. We got some cars that we have. We have Mike's car from Vegas. We have Herman's car from MasterTech with the Dolby Atmos in it. We have Sage's car, which a lot of you guys got to see because Mark did his video on it. However, it wasn't our video, so our video will definitely be cooler because we're cooler. Right? Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Anyways, so we got a couple of those. And then this week, tomorrow, you guys will see the Alpine. We'll start the Alpine Tesla install. So that'll probably get peppered with a lot of these subwoofer enclosures. I'm going to apologize now. And of course, you'll get the Warhorse in here at some point.
Yeah.
This next week or two. So that'll be this month. So we got a week and a couple days left. So that'll be probably next week you'll get the Warhorse.
Are we getting the box for that?
Yeah,
Well,
I got to order that box. So
you got the measurements?
I have the measurements.
Oh my
so
gosh,
I
I'm
will-
excited.
I will get him those so he can build me the box next weekend. So that'll be the morale will be probably the first part of next month after we get back from the Mobile Solutions Focal Moscone class out at Mobile Solutions in Arizona, first week of May.
Dude, you're just taking so many vacations.
You're gonna be on that one.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you'll be on that one. I'll be on that one, and Haley will be at that one. Because
Ooh.
Haley is going to take the class because they would like to. The idea there is that obviously this is a male-dominated industry, and it's also a male-dominated purchasers. Like men typically buy car stereo, but women totally appreciate car stereo. There's no real females that are doing it to make it easy. So Nalika asked if Haley would be interested in, doing a couple videos for them. And even though she's starting a brand new job that first week, she's freaking out about. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. I twisted her arm several times, broke one, it was okay. Another one? Yeah, broke another one. It was $10,000.
I mean, you're still paying. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. Jesus, don't break bones. They're expensive. So, anyways, that's what we got going on in the next couple weeks, next month.
There you go.
But after the first week of May, things kind of level out a little bit, so we don't have to worry about anything until June. So we'll have like 4 or 5 weeks of like peace and quiet.
What do you think of those full-screen Tesla-style Android face that runs everything from AC to this radio?
So, it's one of those things where it's a total hit or miss. Like, we talked to the guys at Linkswell, which make a solid product. Like, they have engineers that are here in the U.S. They have an actual workforce that handles that product. They're on the sixth version of the radio. And you know, we had a great conversation with them at SEMA. We had another conversation with them in Vegas at MasterTech. I talked to our boy at CMA, and we talked a little bit about that, some of the marketing aspects of it, because I'm not a big fan of just version this, version that. I think it's kind of silly, and it's a pretty solid piece. I wanted one for my Mustang. Now, with that being said, there is a lot of them out there that are scary as hell. Because, you know, we see it from both sides. Like, we talk with the engineers at iData. We talk with the engineers at PAC. Even though we're really good friends with Metro, we typically don't talk to their engineering side on the access side of things because we don't have that relationship with them. And we know how hard it is to make these interfaces work with the cars. But somehow someone has figured out how to do it
in a cheaper way.
That's
just crazy.
It's like, huh.
But
okay.
And I'm just gonna say it is because of that, in the cheaper way, and that's the reason why some of these they fell in so much.
Yeah. So we have a policy here at 5-Star, the retail side of things. We won't install them. Like, we won't install them at all. If you show up with one of those radios, we say thanks for looking at us, but.
And I don't think we are Linkswell dealer.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We were looking at them purely for the show here because you guys ask this question all the time.
Exactly.
So we reached out to them and we were like, hey, let's take one for the team. I wanted to put the Mustang one in my car so that I could go through all the aches and pains of it.
I was shocking, to be honest.
And see if it's what it is, because there again, you guys ask all the time, and we know these guys, and we were like, hey, let's work with them, and they came back, and there again, our guy, coolest guy in the world. The guy that's in charge of that, not the coolest guy in the world. And they were really stiff. It said some stuff that Fernando really didn't appreciate. And don't get me wrong, not the company's fault. This is purely side stuff. And it wasn't anything bad. It was just like how they wanted us to handle it. And it was like...
Yeah, misunderstanding.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to throw any dirty laundry.
No, not at all. Because the product
honestly,
works.
If they called me tomorrow and said, hey, we want you to put a Mustang radio in your car, I would gladly put it in my car, because I still want to put one in there. We just can't come to an agreement on how we're going to do it. So,
right.
If we can get an agreement in place to do it, as soon as the radio shows up, it's going in my car, because I'm ready to get the Ford radio out of my car. So something's going to go in there because it's just absolutely driving me nuts. And I wanted it to be that. And the reason why it's good for the Mustang is that the Ford radio controls everything. It controls the stop-start of the vehicle. It controls the air conditioner on the vehicle, the audio on the vehicle. Everything passes through that dash panel in the Mustang. So if there's a platform to test that radio on, it is the Mustang for sure, or any Ford for that matter. So, and it just looks cool. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we can come to agreement and we can get a Linkswell radio in here, because I really want to test it out. And this was a really long answer to a really simple question of that.
That was like, hey man, what do you think about this?
I don't think much of them.
Now we're gonna have an agreement. Sure.
Because I want the Linkswell guys to see this and go, yeah, we should probably give one to Dean and Fernando so that they can test out a radio, so that they can answer the questions for you guys properly, because we don't like recommending stuff that we don't test or we haven't had experience with.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at. I doubt that the guy that needs to okay it is ever going to watch this, because it's just not his speed. But yeah, oh well. Yeah,
I'm in defense. Okay. It's just because, man, come on. I got a Helix V8. I don't. He has a Helix V8 MK2 6-channel. Used up front 3 ways on a Mustang, remaining 2 amp channels, center and mono rear fill, or stereo rear fill, or other.
No, mono rear fill is fine. Yeah, just run left and right into the channel in your mixer, and run that directly in. Probably turn on the phantom channels. Do the rear effect into the mono rear. It'll sound great. There's no reason to waste the stereo channels into that. But no, that's a perfectly acceptable way of running the V8. Run it 3-way, center, and rear mono.
There you go. Susan asks you, guess what? What you gonna do tonight?
Sleep on the couch? I don't know.
Exactly. That's what you get.
Whatever.
Which size impact tool do you recommend?
Oh, okay. So good.
Ow.
So we're obviously in Milwaukee battery camp.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with most is that, you know, once you get into that like workforce area, is you get stuck with. Now, this is definitely our favorite, which is this little guy here.
What size is that?
So this is the V12. We're running
3/8.
No, it's a V12. It's V12 right here.
Just the size. Yeah.
No, this is a quarter.
Half.
It's 3/8. This 3. That's half.
Half. 3/8.
So this is a 3/8.
Yeah.
But this is the shorty. We're running the.
You're babysitting tonight, bro.
Oh, very nice. We're running the aftermarket 9 amp hour batteries instead of the smaller ones. These are great. The problem with these batteries, though, is that because this is
heavy.
so heavy, if you're not careful, you'll break the tabs on them. We have one that's already broke, and that sits over in the little buzzy stall over there.
Yeah.
But the bigger 9 amp battery, this is definitely a game.
So when you put it on, make sure you glue it.
Yeah. But the reason why we have this monster, and this is a monster. We used to have the Snap-on version of this that I had for years, and it finally gave up the ghost. You couldn't get the batteries anymore. I rebuilt the batteries twice, and it just got to the point to where it was like it wasn't worth the headache. A buddy of mine had the same drill or impact. I was like, "Hey man, do you have this?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You want this one for parts?" Because it still worked perfect. He's like, "Dude, I got boatloads of batteries." So here you go. Now you have a new one of these. So we ordered the Milwaukee 1/2 inch, and this has a bunch of different stages. So like when it'll hammer until it feels the resistance let go, and then it'll go to a slow speed. So it'll be like pow, 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 and it'll slow down, which is really nice. It won't keep up the full torque. But we got this mainly for Dodge because the Rams have the worst seat bolts in the world. But your Wranglers are suck ass. Like, they are terrible when it comes to... They're always rusted in a Jeep. So, the other little guy wasn't capable of getting those seat bolts out. So, that's why we have both.
All right. I have a 2021 F350. I want to swap the dash for a 2024. It's a big dash. Will you recommend it? I believe they use the same connectors. Pack Send A to B works with both. But interface.
They're not the same connectors. No, they changed the connectors from year to year on that one. That went from the longer skinny plug to the full square plug that they're using now in the 2024. So you could make adapters because it's the same
platform.
It's the same platform. It's just a different plug. So you have to remake some of the plugs for sure.
Yeah.
And they're probably available because.
Or some things they not gonna work in the 2021. That it works in the 2024.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just the radio side of things. Obviously, you have no idea what the body control module is looking at.
Right.
So, I mean, if we're just looking, because there's a lot of things that report to the radio. The only thing that these guys concern themselves with are the audio side of things. So A to B is A to B. It really doesn't, that's just the technology. So A to B works on both, and it uses the same USB connector. A to B is going to be the new...
A to B is going to be
a new thing you're going to see happen in a lot of vehicles, as well as aftermarket. So JBL Harman, the new JBL Marine stuff, and some of the car stuff is going to switch to A to B connection. So you're going to have a 22 channel DSP that's going to have an A to B connector that's going to come out of it and daisy chain through amplifiers. So you'll just go A to B out of one into the other. They already have that. Like, that is now available. They use it in Marine. It's going to transition into car here soon. I think it might actually already be available, but that's what they're using to do it, to get rid of the RCA side of things, as well as the fiber optic, because that's there again. Fiber optic is an antiquated technology as well. So we just need to move ones and zeros from one device to the next, correct? So A to B seems to be a really good way to do that.
A solution?
It just seems to be a really good way to do it. So we're going to start to see A to B technology in more consumer products, audio wise. So Harman isn't going to be the first, but or will be, I think, are the first, but they definitely will be the last. So, and the reason why it works for them is because if you look at it, the BO system that uses A to B was designed by who? Harman. Yay, it's all the same company. So they have really good experience with A to B. So anyways, that's the...
What is your favorite class amplifier that leverage its power and efficiency, not to put a huge strain on the alternator?
You know, you got so in small amplifiers you have class D, you have G, you have H, and you know, to some regards you have lower power AB, because that in a lower power application, if designed properly, an AB class amplifier can still be efficient. But you know, you're always going to be sacrificing something, right? So when you look at the modern amplifier, you look at a Helix, you look at an Arc, Blackbird, you look at the Audison Forza style amplifiers, and you look at the Mosconi Atomo. These are all, or Pico. Pico's another one. Mosconi Picos that just came out. You know, with the ability to do overclocking performance, in some regards sound digital. You know, you can overclock the performance of these amplifiers. You can get good sound out of them. They're rich with high quality DSP chips. I don't think we have to worry, when you're at that price point, I really don't think you have to worry too much about that.
Okay, but which one is yours?
Which one was
What's
my
your
favorite
class?
I would, okay, so I personally, if we're talking what would Dean buy, Dean would never buy any of that, okay? Because Dean is nuts, and Dean would put 2 or 8 of the new Mosconi 230s in his car, which is like an obscene amount of power, but that's what I would do. And even, you know, even Patrick Layden was like, you would put a 230 on a tweeter? And I was like, why would I not? He goes, I told them you would. Not me, but Americans would do it, because the engineers was like, there's nobody that would put one of these giant amplifiers on a set of tweeters. And I was like, you're wrong. Americans will. We're stupid that way. But like, to me, I want to have the best, but that doesn't always go with rational and cost effectiveness. Okay, so you know, when it comes to doing something being at the age that I am in my life, I feel like you've learned a lot, right? And one of the hang-ups that I have is if I can't have the best of something, then I'm going to be disappointed. And so I would forego even bothering to own it, which is stupid, than to not have the best. It's just, it sucks. I don't tell other people to do that because it doesn't make sense. Like, there's no reason for me to tell you, oh, if you're not buying a Mosconi 830, you're stupid. It's not true, because it's not the world you're in, you know. You might be content with an 802.5, or in this case, 2 802.5s like the 350Z has. And it works great for him, and it's going to do everything that he wants. But me personally, I don't do that. I want the best I can get. That fits inside of my version of crazy. Because it just depends. Like when we're talking about cars, I don't have a 5.0 Mustang like you would think, because I don't see the point in it with the amount of time I drive the car and where we live. There's no place for me to do 180 miles an hour and be happy. So I would I would forego the bigger engine because it wouldn't be practical for my lifestyle. Whereas a big kick-ass stereo that has the best of the best, thank you sir, that makes more sense to me. So just like camera equipment, I buy the best camera equipment I could afford, and if that means waiting an extra 6 months to afford the premium glass for the camera, then I'll do it, because I know I will not be happy with the cheap glass. Which is funny, because when we switched to the new cameras, I went and bought cheap glass just so we could get up and running, only to hate myself because I should have just spent the extra $4,000 I bought the better glass because now I'm going to spend the $4,000 to get the better glass. So, kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
Long answer, simple question.
Yeah. Do you know when the new Mosconi knob for the DSPs will come out?
What are they calling that? That's a Gladiator.
It's a Gladiator.
The knob is called the Gladiator. They had the prototype Gladiators at
Sage.
Mastertech Expo.
Sage car.
They had one on display. I don't know, but I will say this. We will know in a couple weeks when we go out to Mobile Solutions, Mosconi, Glade, and Focal training, because I'm sure it will be there, and Nalika will be able to give us an update on when we're going to see that. That is going to be, if you're in that Mosconi camp, that is going to be amazing because they will finally be caught up to where everybody else is at on that one.
Yeah.
So, definitely been one of those things where it's like, come on, but hey, there again, no company is perfect. That's the other thing you have to learn is that no company is perfect and has everything.
It's 12 volts, man.
It's definitely 12 volt.
How far are you guys for installation appointments?
It varies on day to day. So what I mean by that is if like you're like, hey, I can come in any day of the week, depending on what you're doing. If it's a 2-day job or a 1-day job, and we're like, hey, we have this, Tuesday, Wednesday, half a Thursday available, we'll get you in. If you need a specific day, like I need the third Wednesday of the month, then it might take you a couple months. Sometimes there again, it's anywhere between 2 weeks to a month and a half. It just depends on what it is you need done.
But the best way is call.
Call or email.
Call
works.
and email, yeah.
You can email at 5starcarstereo@gmail.com.
If you want to do an email, make sure to put the description why you're going to do,
Yeah.
if you have any equipment
it might
involved,
take them a couple weeks to get back,
but at least,
yeah. Which reminds me, I have something we have to do.
Well, it depends if your dean is away on vacation or not.
Okay, so out of all the traveling we've done, this was the first family trip that I did this past weekend. So we've been gone. We were gone February, March, and April, but that was all for work. So it wasn't like I take a lot of time off for the family. Most of the family stuff I try to do to where we don't miss any work. So for example, like this weekend, I have something to make, because this was for my mom. So that was all mom stuff. This weekend is the girls. So we're doing a run with Haley. And so like I said, behind the scenes, it's going to be ridiculous this week for me. But I don't want to miss any work to do it. So it's just making do with
Right. Can I bring a brand new in the box equipment to you guys to have installed?
Yeah. You want to answer this?
No, I mean,
you can.
I mean, we already did. Like I said.
So when it comes to brand new stuff in the box, here's how this works. We'll look at everything that you have. If it doesn't jive with what we do, then we won't do it. Okay. So if you have like, I want to do all this stuff, that's cool. If it's not what we do, then we thank you for coming in, and we're not going to put in a system that doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah.
So we will gladly install other people's equipment. It's just got to work within the confines of what we will put in somebody's car. So if you show up and you're like, I have this, like a guy showed up the other day, he had 8 SCAR amplifiers in the back of his car, and he was like, I want you guys to put all this stuff in. And it was like, yeah, we're the wrong guys. This isn't really what we do. So, that happens. Or, you buy the wrong equipment. I'm not going to put in a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. So some people, they'll buy big amplifiers and they don't have any space for the amplifiers. And it's like, where's this stuff going to go? Oh, I don't know. Well, neither do I. I'm not saying.
So like this weekend, this week that you're away, somebody asked me if we can put tweeters on the doors. Can you just make a hole and put a tweeter? And I'm like this big tweeters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we'll gladly take a look at what you have and give you a quote for it.
Yeah.
And if parts have to change.
And this is why I say, if you have any equipment already, when you email it, make sure to put all the equipment that you have. What are you trying to do? And then
because we'll definitely install other people's stuff. It's not the end of the world, But we also have to make sure that it makes sense for us, because we're not going to get trapped into installing something that we would normally never do. Unfortunately, the older you get, the wiser you become, and doing things that are bad ideas.
It's a bad idea.
So I'm if I have any reservations about anything, I just walk away from it because intuition is actually pretty good.
Hey guys, do you know who makes a T-harness for the 2019 4H? All I want to put it's a 5-channel amplifier or make my own T-harness.
So just head over to pack-audio.com, type in the Forge Edge, what is it, LPH. You can also go to the top and search, type in LPH.
That's it. You just type those 3 letters
and
then
pull up every harness that's available for it. Now, if you're looking at the amplifier, that's going to be like, that's going to be different because no one is going to have like a T harness at the, okay, I say nobody, but I'm sure there's somebody, but most companies don't have a T harness that goes at the amplifier because like iData makes a harness to go at the amplifier, and that's you removing the amplifier. And if you're replacing the radio, you could use an iData harness to go to the factory amplifier and get wiring. If you're keeping the factory radio, then no, you need to integrate into the factory radio somehow, which would be like an iData and going into like a DSR1 or a PSM Pro. So if it's just a factory generic radio, meaning no premium output, then PAC will have that harness.
Yeah.
iData or Metro probably have that harness too.
Yeah. Happy belated Easter, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, happy Easter to you too, man. DD Audio versus Rockford Fosgate for the 2000 Jeep Wrangler. 6.5 coaxials and the roll bar. 5 1/4 component and the dash.
Who puts? Why are you putting 5? What year is it?
I said 2000.
There's no 5 1/4 in that car.
It's 6.5.
It's 6.5 all the way around.
Yeah.
Jeeps have been 6.5 all the way around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's no 5 1/4 in that car. Typically what we put in the Jeep is somebody that's like, I want it to melt my ears. We put Rockford T2 6.5-inch components up front.
Yeah.
We'll put a set of the T1 6.5-inch coaxials in the rear. The T1 has 2 different versions of the 6.5-inch coaxial, one with the bridge and one where the tweeter comes out of the center.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend the one where the tweeter comes out of the center and not the bridged version of it, because the bridge kind of gets in the way of the grill. But that's what we put in those cars when we want it to go crazy nonstop. Or you could just buy the whole Rockford Fosgate system for it that comes with everything, and then you don't have to worry about any of it. And if you want to see what that looks like, you can go check out on our channel. I believe we posted that last Monday, the complete installation of the Rockford Fosgate Jeep system.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
And you don't want to do anything to ruin your reputation.
No, it's not a matter of ruining your reputation.
Which is that?
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, reputation. Paul doesn't
right there.
Paul does not care about reputation. It really just comes down to what makes sense. There again, been doing it a really long time. Getting caught up with something that you're not comfortable with, it always bites you in the ass.
Yeah.
And I don't need that in my life. I like going home at night. I like sleeping at night. I like not having to worry about something coming back and just being a headache. So that's really what it comes down to. Just avoiding the headache whenever you can. Nothing else. I mean, it's nothing against any of the product. There's plenty of awesome product out there that can go into vehicles. It's just if it doesn't make sense, because here's the thing you gotta understand. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody that does something for a living how to do their job, because that's their job. Like, when I get my hot water heater replaced, I don't walk in there and go, "Oh man, you're soldering that long. Or, why are you using that?" It's not. It's just I'm paying you to do this. You're the professional. Take care of it. I don't want to get involved with that. Car audio is that weird one where you can just buy whatever you want because you saw somebody said something cool about it and think it's going to work in your car, and it's not. And then you come to somebody like us and you ask us to install it, and we look at you and go, "This is all wrong." You never really consulted with a professional. You just did it. And so, and then there are some places out there that'll just be like, "Yeah, man, no problem," and it's like, and basically they're just kind of being jerks about it in the sense that they're like, they don't care to say, "Hey, you brought the wrong stuff." They just don't care how it turns out, because to them, once you came to them, the only thing you're using is their install service. They will gladly install it and let it be wrong, so that you will learn something. And it's really not whatever happens. What generally happens is you learn that those guys were dicks, and that they took your money to do something that was never supposed to be done in the first place. So, you just forego the nonsense.
Do you know any shops in Southern California?
Southern
California. Reputable.
I don't really know. I don't really know the area of California all that well. So it's like, you recommend Jaime at Agora Auto Sound. I don't know where that's at.
He's in Agora.
Agora
Hills.
I don't know where Agora is on the map. Junior and the guys at Audio Systems, fabulous installers, do great work, but I don't know where Audio Systems is on the map.
Search it.
Giovanni.
Yeah, they are sound innovation.
I have no idea where that is at. And then Herman and Junior.
Sound innovations.
Oh,
they work together.
Oh, they all work together?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I know, yeah.
I didn't realize Giovanni worked there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of talent.
Giovanni, Junior, and Herman. Yeah,
really?
right there.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's where Giovanni worked.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sound innovations.
I might take my car there. Shit.
Right? Yeah.
Those guys are amazing, then. Dude, that's a team. I didn't realize those were all a team.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I feel bad now you left Giovanni out of the build-off team. Heck, man, we could have had Giovanni.
No, he wants to compete the next year on the Clean War Challenge.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We know a guy that could probably get him in.
Yeah, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Tweeters on the kick panels. Good? Or by the window controls?
Okay. So this is one of those weird questions that, like...
All right, my hand is tired now.
Yeah. Well, dude, you wanted to hold it.
I didn't want to hold it. You forced me.
So, path length.
Yes.
They're very similar in path length. The kick panel versus the window. But the elevation is the problem. So anytime we've done something that has had a low tweeter position, the soundstage becomes that much lower. It typically, I don't know, it just never gets high. We did we had a lady come in and we put a Moscone 830 in. She had a set of Focal Utopia 7s, I think, and a System 7. And they had built kick panels for the tweeter and the 3.5 down on the floor, 2 3/4 down on the floor. And there was just no way for us to get the soundstage up to anything higher than the radio. And after talking with Brian and everyone, it was like, yeah, you're never going to get it up any higher. The tweeters are just too low. Staging was great, but everything staged right at like the radio face, which was to me not ideal. So I think you can still get it. You can still make it work because back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of people did that. But I think it's been my experience that when the speaker is up higher, it does move the soundstage up higher, and I like that sound better than coming from the kick or low in the car. So that's my thoughts on that. Jeep is old. It's a Jeep. Oh, TJ. There is no way to fit a 6.5, and the dash factory speaker was a 4x6. That makes more sense. In that case,
I would still do Rockfords.
you could do Rockford T1s. Yeah, you could do Rockford T1.
6s because they made Rockford 6s.
Well, no, it's a 5 1/4. He's got the old 4x6 Jeep where we have the bracket. We can fit a 5 1/4 in there. The real problem is that magnet on the driver's side kind of gets in the way because it's not really. I think we put a lot of the KS kickers in those.
Yeah.
But never anything like crazy loud. Just because it is an older Jeep and people typically don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on speakers to go in them. So I know we've put. So And the punch, we've done punch 5 1/4 because that has a smaller magnet. We've done punch 5 1/4 in the previous body style that actually had the 4x6s up in the metal dash. There's a center console box that we get off of Amazon. We put 2 punch 5 1/4 in that. It's like right in the front on the floor. They also make some side panels that you can put speakers in, but for those we typically do punch because the power is just way too big and the power is the series. But yeah, typically anything like that we go punch. Yes, he does watch the 350Z. They do a lot of car shows and stuff. We had some really weird weather the last couple days here, so that's probably why it's dirty. I can tell you, doesn't keep the interior all that spotless, and or they eat inside of it. Did you get the?
Take it around.
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. What's up? It's Northern California, Bay Area. See, Jeff.
Keys to start these things?
Yeah, you need keys.
You need a key?
Yeah, you need the keys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Benefits of having amp strictly for the speakers. We'll end it on that one. So multi-channel amplifiers allow you to do a lot of things, like actively cross a set of speakers over as opposed to using passive crossovers. It also, one of the things that, the reason why I like multi-channel amplifiers for installations, we'll take a basic install, for example, and like a Dodge that has a 3.5 in the dash and a 6x9 in the door, or a Bronco that has a 4.5 and a 6.5, or a Nissan has a 2.5 and a 6.5 or a 6x9. Toyota has a 2.5 or a 3.5 and a 6x9. And so what happens is you have these speakers that are specifically designed to go up in these spaces. And so you have this high frequency driver that is right here in your face, and then the mid bass is down low. Now, if they're designed properly, which most of them are, it still doesn't take in consideration that they're totally off axis of one another. This one is closer, this one is farther. So there's a lot of just like, and you want more mid bass, but you can't get it because you don't have volume control. Some have really nice passive crossovers where you can attenuate down the high frequency driver, which helps because it's basically like having an old-fashioned volume knob, so to speak, because it's changing the resistance, which is changing the amount of power that's going to get to the speaker, which is less. But all of this can be forgotten, and you don't even have to deal with it if you just go with a multi-channel amplifier. So if you take a 4-channel amplifier as opposed to a 2-channel amplifier, the 4-channel amplifier is going to give you volume control for the top, volume control for the doors. And that allows you to blend these two sets of totally different size speakers together so that you get the best sound possible. So if these are just screaming at you and you don't feel like you have good mid bass, you could turn these down so they're not screaming at you, and you can make sure that these are optimized, meaning you've set the gain properly to get the most amount of impact out of these possible. All right, and that will allow you to have the best sound, which you can't do with just a 2-channel amplifier. So by going with just a 2-channel amplifier or a 4-channel where you're doing front and rear, as opposed to, let's say, a 6-channel amplifier, you really limit what you can do with these cool speakers you're putting in the car. So if you can do a channel on every set of speakers, you can then blend them all properly to your liking. It gives you a little bit more control. And then if you ever decide to go DSP, the DSP can there again help you blend, because now with the DSP you can actually blend left to right, because with an amplifier it's only the gain will adjust both left and right together. With the DSP it gives you left and right as well as overall volume. So why is that helpful is because this speaker right here is a hell of a lot closer to you than that speaker way over there. So this one is going to arrive to you first. And we all know because we've sat in the car and we turn it on and the sound is just like pouring out of the corner of the dash, because that's where the speaker is. It has an all-pass filter, might be pouring out of the top of the gauge cluster, But either way, it's just all coming from that side of the car, which is not very fun. So being able to turn this one down, which you can do with your fader, so you can use your fader control to do that. However, just like having the 2-channel amplifier, it is doing the whole side versus the whole side over here. And so now you're going to take away some of that mid bass, which could then steer everything over to the wrong side of the car. So it's a happy medium. You can do it all with basic, but you'll never get the performance of doing it all individually. So speaker on each amplifier is great. Once you add the DSP, it makes it even better. So the goal in every system is to have a level control for each individual driver so that you can then control the destiny of that speaker getting its sound to your ear in the best way possible. So that's why you want to do it, because it'll make you happy. Happiness is everything, right? Okay, guys, that's all we got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go home because it's about that time. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Look at that.
Wow, you have like noises turned on now?
Yeah.
God, that's so annoying.
It's notifications.
Yeah, I hate notifications.
It's the clown from 5-Star.
Excuse me. Good afternoon. What's up, Iowa Mike?
Iowa Mike.
Yeah. It's Lance.
He needs to come back to give us a...
What's up, y'all? To give us what?
To give us like...
Oh, a rub down?
Yeah.
A break? Yeah.
Break on my spine.
Yeah. How's everybody doing today? It is beautiful Friday. And it is gorgeous, too. I mean,
Thank you.
Yes. Other than those pallets that are right there. Yeah, man, look at that. Clear blue skies. The green adds a little contrast to it. But yeah, look at that. Very, very nice day today. And that takes us to the back of this Jeep. And point of conversation today. So one of the things that we've talked about in the past when talking about backup cameras is the center point of the vehicle, okay? And the reason why we talk about that so much is because it's very important. And as we can see, the center point of the vehicle is not here. It's actually over here. This wheel, because of the way it was designed, they didn't take that in consideration, that the bolt pattern had to line up with the center point of, there'd be no reason to think that. Now, when Dodge designs a Jeep, or when the Jeep is designed, the wheel and the holes are all taken in consideration so that this opening would be here, and that would give you the center point so that their camera would come through here and or through here, which a lot of them now, so that they don't have to have this as a problem, is the factory cameras now come through the hole in the center, which makes a lot more sense because that will give you the center point. And then the tire is equally placed here to here and here to here. All right, now on your car, like if you have a sedan or hatchback or something like that, most of the time the camera will be in the center point. When it's not, like if it's off to the side here, the factory radio will typically crop in on the image so that it fixes the problem that it's over this far, because what you have to think about is how wide this camera's point of view is. So when you're looking back here, how much left and right space you have. Because if this is your point of focus, but this is your center, as you can see, you're going to lose how this actually works properly. And what will happen is you're either going to hit this side of the car or you're going to hit that side of the car, because your brain automatically looks at the image and says that is the center point. So we'll pull this up here inside the vehicle. So we have the image. Now this is the center of the radio. Therefore, this is what we are perceived as the center of the backup camera. And there's an equal amount of space on either side. So our brain is telling us that we are in the dead center of this vehicle. And if we mount the camera off to the left or right,
your brain is lying.
Your brain is not taking that in consideration, that you need to move it over, okay? And God forbid you use your mirrors, because I don't know what those are for. Okay, so when you put in a backup camera, it's very important to get it to the dead center. That's why we use the tag cams instead of the cameras that mount up like light replacement cameras, because light replacement cameras move the camera off center 3 inches. That means now that you're going to be pulling out like this, so it's no longer centered. You're going to have an issue, and you're going to either hit this wall or you're going to hit that wall. All right. One of the things that I would love for aftermarket radio manufacturers to do is put a DSP, digital signal processor, into their camera output, which gives us the ability to zoom in and recenter, because that is what they're doing from the factory. So when you have like your Toyota or something like that, and the camera is sitting over here, they've done that from the factory because they know that if it's not dead center, you're going to clip one side or the other. All right. The point of this is, because there's always a point, right, is that the original sale for this was a camera that is on an articulating arm that allows you to move it anywhere you want in this area, which is great. It's a really nice solution to get a backup camera in the car. However, most of the time in an aftermarket world, meaning if we're selling you this, you might not understand what it is that you're getting, as opposed to if you're buying it online and you're just, oh, this is a camera and it's going to do this, and then you figure it out after the fact and you're like, oh, well, that totally sucks. I don't want that. Recentering would be amazing, right? I know, and they all look at me like I'm crazy when I say that. I am crazy, but not for that. So what that led us to is this today. We've done this before in the past. Is what we do is we take off the cool cover here, remove this piece, and we remake it. And this gives us the ability to, it's at an angle so we can see like you saw here. Pull up the camera again. So, you know, we have a nice backup view. See a lot of the floor and everything looks good. And it's centered. It's easily serviceable. So like when you remove this, it just unplugs. You don't have to worry about taking off. You know, it's not going to get in the way of things or anything like that. And you don't have to, this is just a nicer way of doing it. Now, this is made out of 4 pieces of acrylic, and it is mirrored. And the reason why it has these is to make it look like the factory piece. So if we come down here, the factory piece has this kind of look to it. So in a 3D printer world, you could just 3D print something like this. That would be fantastic. But in a we need to get it done in 2 hours world, we just want to give it that look. And this is an easy way to do that. Countersink it in, allows us to turn the camera. Actually, it's 5 pieces of acrylic, I think. It's all glued together, add in the screws like the factory does, and then you end up with this piece here. Now you have this nice backup camera that is dead center of the vehicle, so that when you're backing up, you don't run into anything. Me likey, thank you. I think we are coming down this summer and spend a couple days in Clearwater and the Disney. Oh, there you go. So he's gonna come in Clearwater. He can come adjust you then. So anyways, that is the reason behind why we always talk about trying to get your camera dead center. The license plate cameras that we typically use, that's why we use the thin ones that you can barely see, because we all know how ugly license plate cameras are. There are some really cheesy ones out there. The EchoMaster ones are not. They're very sexy, and it allows us to get the camera in the very center. So if we can't do that, like with some other, like if we're gonna use, totally. If we're gonna use something like the Kenwood high-res camera, if we can't get it perfectly in the center, even though it is a nicer looking camera, I will caution against doing it. I'll be like, hey, let's not do this camera just because it's gonna have to be off to the left or right, and that would cause us issues. There's a difference in sound quality really that noticeable with FAF strings installed around speakers. Okay, so there is some debate, like everything else, all right? When you take your factory door panel off, this is important, this is how you can decide if the speaker is coupled with the factory door panel, meaning either on the door panel itself it has a plastic ring that comes off and attaches, or the speaker. So sometimes what happens is, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. let's see. Okay, so sometimes what happens is you have the door panel has this thick, and then the speaker comes in and it sits over it kind of like this. So the speaker is going into the space that this ring is around. If you're putting in a new speaker and you can, okay, so that, okay, all right, so that saying if you can put in a new speaker and you can utilize that trim your speaker into it, then you're going to want to. The other thing too, sometimes trim ring will sit on the speaker itself. Here, to me. Hold this. So if you have the trim ring that's coming off the door panel, and this is the front of the speaker, that the speaker will have a really piece of foam, and the trim ring will mount to it like this. What you'll see factory speaker is line inside of that foam. The whole thing is what you do is when you're putting this apart, check to see if there is some form of factory coupling going on. The reason for that is because the manufacturer of the car will have done the homework to find what sounds the best, meaning how to get the most sound into the car, least amount of rattle out of my door panel. If it has some form of cooling mechanism in place, you want to create that. There's a couple different ways you can do it. A faster foam of some is a great way to do that. A way to do is move the speaker into the car. So yesterday we were doing a that we didn't talk about, and we did fast rings, but move the speaker into, so the bracket we made moved the speaker in forward to where the door panel was. The door panel grill, the door panel behind, sat out. The door panel is here, and so when we put that speaker in, all of that sound comes through the grill. We have to use a fast because we designed our bracket so that we need it. You could do the same thing with a bracket, that if you put the speaker in and you put another bracket over the front, that's hard to bring, not necessarily the speaker, the sound forward. The whole idea is to copy what the is doing. So if the like in this Jeep, no bracket in place to force the sound to this grill. Putting a fast on here isn't gonna at all. It's done it and it do it. What would probably happen is it sound worse because there's not enough air that pass through this grill. So you put unnatural back pressure on the speaker itself, it causes issues. So what you want to, if the factory is doing it, you want to do it too. That was a really long answer.
It was. Now, talking about strings,
Okay, hold on.
You know who make really cool foam that you can put around your speaker?
Is there a box of it over there?
It is a box. I don't know if it's empty, but we can
keep the empty box. Cause I love empty boxes. The empty box is beautiful. Ooh, and the tablecloth.
This company, Israel, named Rel, Hi-Fi makes really cool foam.
Yes.
And what I like about strips is you can use 6x9, you can use an 8-inch, use a 6.5, you can use a 3.5, you can even use a quarter. Why? Because you can cut as you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if it's too much, if it's too thick, always grab or very sharp. Be careful, don't cut yourself. Cut it till you find the perfect way for the speaker to door panel. This show to you by a Hi-Fi place that you can find this cool phone. Thank you so much.
All right, so the question is, all the screws holding it in this one screw is the support screw. So this actually, how this is designed is all these screws are functional, and so the piece of acrylic here, which is the outer piece, center piece is what's lined up with this hole, and then there's the back piece. So think Oreo built just like an cookie.
Put it?
Yeah, if you pull the screws out, you put it up. So So that sandwiches it together, allows it, and there's a gap, so when you're cleaning it up, it pulls nice and tight. Okay, so that is the basis of how this is attached to it. And then there's another piece that is here that is glued to this. So this is glued to here, and on the inside, the back piece, the middle piece are together. So tightening it up in center. The camera slides in, and then there's one piece that goes from here to here on the back, holding the camera into place. So that's how this all. That's how it all works together. This stuff can get extremely complicated. Let me show you. Hang on. Let me show you what we drew, so you can get an idea of the pieces that go into it. Let me launch editing. Open reset. Tire and factory. All right. So here is. We'll kind of lay out the pieces. So this back piece here is what is holding the camera into place. This piece here is the piece where the camera is. The green line, score line, that is to line it up inside this piece. That circle here and circle here are the same. So when I line those up, add the glue, that keeps the glue just between these two is here and affecting this piece. And then we have the middle is right here, which is a little smaller, all of the pieces. And the outside here match this side here, because those two are lock into play. And this back here, this is the same side, this piece. So this middle piece sits on top and gets glued together. This piece get glued together. And then they kind of glue together over one another, and then it slides into, and then this locks the back piece of it, and that's how that's done. Super easy, right?
Simple.
It is. You guys do Jeeps or 50s? Nah. Mini Coopers. Afternoon. Quick question. 2010 300C sound system. What is the number for plug into the free subwoofer? Huh?
So you want a subwoofer?
I think there's a
Like an Amp Pro?
I mean,
Sal Pro?
for just Pro might work. I mean, it's 2000. I'll buy a new radio.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a Harman Kardon. You need a key.
It is a.
Yeah, and there's Amp or Pro. Go to Pack Dash, type in so P4.
The information of your car is gonna give you. Yeah.
Amp in short. Cancel. In short, kidding. Speakers are Audio Frog 60 components. I have an 09 Lincoln car, which has a side gap between the front door, the door grill. There isn't coupling speaker door. In an 09 town car, the most important thing would be to make sure the door itself, this part of the okay, stand still. You put sound on this to keep this from rattling. The 60 is going to move a lot of air through the panel, so I would just make sure that the door doesn't buzz, because that's really one of the bigger issues. Is once the door starts buzzing, you lose performance, because for one, it's clean, and two, it's rattling. So fastering can help prevent rattle, and that's a good idea, or some piece of or something like that. And like we were, it could be anything. Foam, great, because breathable. So speaker is moving too much air, it kind of gaps out. Again, how does it sound? Asking because it uses it, but it sounds fine. If it sounds good, don't worry about it.
And like you said before, it's very noticeable. You're not gonna change like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're not sitting there going, it's a 212.
I just got 60 page.
Yeah, there will be some that'll say that. Like, as soon as I put in the strings, it
Changed it.
sounded amazing. And it's like,
This you have to focus in. This panel right here, that is the is gonna roll.
yeah.
You have sound treatment, whatever you use it in this. 100.
How do you guys say things without one, please? Short.
Without one?
So we DD1. DD1, DD plus.
What we use if you don't have a DD?
My ears. The reality is, there's a. There's a couple methods without a DD. DD1 inexpensive are obviously good. To buy a expensive oscilloscope, using an oscilloscope, playing
Amazon.
an oscilloscope and do that. You can do voltage where you press tone, you up the gain on the amplifier. It hits the amount until it hits the voltage that matches the amount of watts that the amplifier is supposed to be put. That one's sketchy because amplifiers don't put what they're supposed to. You're not checking for clipping, just assuming. Well, it is. Because it's assuming that the manufacturer says 1 amp, but it's 1 amp, and it could only be a 50. It's trying to get 70 watts out of it, and it just goes ways. Or you could just use your ears. Okay. Play a really dynamic song. I mean, it's a lot. It's turning up the volume. You'll know when it sounds crap that you've turned it up too high, because it doesn't sound natural anymore. Again, the ways to do it. Remember one of the Moscone trades I went to, and Page was up there and was like, I don't know anyone that can use your ears to again. And Jeff Smith goes, a beer. And up there and had it at 60 dB.
Say just it's anyone set up this without one of just ear, and
Jeff
no,
got, Jeff,
like,
well,
me?
yeah, did it.
Get out.
Yeah.
Now close. Yeah.
So, the other thing too you got to keep in mind, and this is the most important thing when you're worried about pain. It is not a guarantee, right? So, what I mean by that is, I'm gonna set it to 5 or 10 dB as a gain over, whatever the hell that, whatever one you use. Okay. Depending on the music you're listening to, it's gonna change.
Yeah.
So, if I play 80s and 90s music, it's crap, more volume. If I immediately switch over to today's music that's recorded better, too much volume. So it's great that you're thinking that, but what you should really be thinking is how loud can my system actually play, and not so much what volume number to be at. Audible can turn it up. This is. Don't pay attention to the volume knob. Know that this is as loud as it go. Just like driving down the road, you're listening to the, and it's like, you get, you're like, oh, motor goes, oh no, time to ears. It's this. Well, some people take time to change. What are you talking about, man? Automatic. I change gears before, but it's important, but it's also a false important, especially if you listen to a variety of music, because you can't play all music at the same volume knob. It just doesn't.
College fest. You guys then.
I have a family too, so Sub Pro is not yet. Oh, for that? Okay. So then come off, yeah. Suggest for a reputable company that makes the style screen. Next. Thank you for advice. You're welcome. Best duo was bad. I haven't watched that yet. Speaking of, when will you guys have him back on the show? I have SQ fishing questions. That's a good question. I'll have to find out. He's a hectic schedule this last month. Had a real hectic schedule because we've been a lot of the same stuff.
That would be good if Brian.
On the show?
Nate.
No. Not a just fine, maybe, but yeah.
You know, it's old.
No.
Talking about.
No. I don't even like the person. Like when it's
No,
like
just, I mean, it's a different world.
it's a world. I'll talk with Joe. Now he's down just a little bit. Maybe sometime in what's next? Maybe sometime we can get him on. Everyone's just been so busy
right now.
It's just crazy. He's here. He's in town.
Who? Where is?
Not here in the store. Here in
okay.
town, but I'm sure he would like to get today because it's Friday. What do you think of the drop focalities? The ones for the drama. So those are called inside. We use one of them. Yep. Big fan. Drop-in speaker.
Great.
You know, I love the focals. I think those are definitely awesome. Every manufacturer, I have the opportunity to. The first thing is, you guys, you need plug-in because there's a lot of advantages to the play speakers. When it comes with the, you don't have to go bracket. You don't have to bracket. It comes with foam. It comes all you go like we were talking earlier for periods of time, strings and stuff like that. One of the nice things about those is that you don't have to worry about any of that because they're made exactly like the factory. They bolt in, match up just like the factory. Downside to it, you get a GB6. There's no plug-in play version of that in the G60 quality. It's an Audio Frog as mid-bass. So the one downside to it is that you are limited on how high you can get for plug-and-play. So
Toyotas are great.
In the world that we live in, it's funny because like folk does make plug-in versions of those for Mercedes that are like X, and the new Tesla speakers are X. So it would be cool if at this point they make like a 150 Toyota with the flat, because that's really what we want. We want a high version of that. I understand, you know, they're also at the price of the car, which F-150 is expensive car. We should be able to get flax, you know, 6x9 doors, right? Oh my gosh. Have you guys got your hand on the Optimate? Curious what thoughts are. Not used it yet. Jeff has. He's told me that as far as I've gotten, I personally haven't. I've gotten a lot of mixed reviews, which I'm sure everyone's doing the same. Either love it or hate it. I'm gonna hold like I have no opinion on it whatsoever because I haven't played. I do know there's a huge software update for it. Next, just say 3 to 6 months, more features. It is definitely where Alpine is putting their time and versions and whatnot up Optimate, because now we have 6. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. They continue to push files with 500 watt. Okay. Focali tones in couple cars. They sound flat, and can't be coincidence. They've all tuned that way. It's totally coincidence because I can now that Utopia is typically not flat or tall. That's a fan of them is rip shit up. Okay. You gotta remember, more than likely it's gonna be a DSP involved in that. Okay, and it all comes down to the tuner or the tuner, what they're trying to do. I've heard people, you know, they're like, "Oh, vocals sound good. You should knock the fuck out of them." I'm like, that's the whole reason why I tell them to people. They sound like Beryllium Tweet is pretty intense. So again, no, it can be like, especially if you're at like a car show, or you know, like that's going to be sound boring because most of the time at those shows cars sound flat, boring, especially if they have judged that or they've especially been judged. The tune is usually better. But either way, I'm a K2 myself, so and I can tell you now the K2s are not boring. Save some, get the K2s. It's speaker, it's so hard. I would agree with that, Arturo. But only, this is like like an old Japanese proverb. The wheel is strong as all parts. So when it comes to a speaker, only anything, you're only as good as the weakest part. If the is the weakest, it doesn't matter how your speakers are shitty tuned speakers. And if you have a great but shitty speakers, it's the same thing. So you need to basically everything needs to work 110% in order for it to be real. So if we can't, like we're talking about the fast ring. The fast rings might possibly could be better. And for $75, find out. Worth it for $70 after spending $500 on a 6.5? It's totally to find it does make it different because, or do I need another $100 treatment? These are all things that matter. We've guys that have come, we've put Fernando sat days sound crap out of the doors. Need to put a set of plays in, which the speaker doesn't need that amount of treatment, but that's what I wanted. So it's there's a point to everything, and then there's a diminishing returns, and everything has to line. Radio all the way back to speakers line up. You best speakers. If you can't hear install or speaker, it's the A and not D. Bro, you D? I agree with that either. I mean, if you've heard Brian's car, and you won't agree with that because you got Class D, and they work pretty good. Fun fact: it's 1 a.m. now.
Man, thank you for watching.
I gotta be honest. I'd be okay with about now. That means I'd be over and go to bed. So,
my friend.
Yeah. Says hi. Home. How many watts before you start making your own speakers for speakers? I don't have an amp here that has enough wattage to handle that. That was the coolest things that AD did. Sat down, Demore got the one. He sat down and did the math for everyone, how much power that you could push through. I will say this, new cars that have real wiring. Yeah, would probably, if I'm doing like a that's 100 watts or 80 watts or 50 watts, then you totally be like, let's put new wire in.
So the car is good.
Most of the cars have adequate, not above adequate amount of wiring to them to handle the amount of voltage. You're going to be pushing all playing.
You only put 5 watts. Okay.
No, 10. It's all 10. So, yeah, listen, I've had guys that like, bro, I put gold wired in there. Warmth was much more. I'm like, okay.
I want to put gauge.
I mean, hey, 8 gauge is in one of my, because why?
I mean, the 5 we have gauge.
And nothing.
That was that. Then nothing.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on. This 4 channel and a 2 channel for a 3-way set or a channel. I don't see amps that often up than size. Is there? No. Really? There's 6 channels. Audio control L61200, E612, Moscone 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 1. So they make the 21, 6 to 8. Also have 6 to 8. I think the Eco line. Arc Audio 6 channel. I think the X2 line. Alpine has 6 channel.
Alpine?
Sony has 6 channel ES line.
Yeah.
Pioneer 6 channel in their white line.
Yeah.
Kicker has 6 channels. Lineup, they're marine. They're marine, which doesn't mean anything other than they're. The Felix has M6, and they also have the non-speed version of it. So there are actually a ton of channels out there. 2-channel and a channel? No, what you want to look at personally is 8-channel. You're going, what? So the reason why 8-channel is actually the thing, because static power is the game, right? So, like, if you have 6 by 70, right? That means every speaker gets 70 watts. If you have 8 by 70 and to the channel, you're going to get 70 watts to the small speakers, and then you're going to get 120 watts to the big speakers. Oh yeah, that's cool. Now Mustang makes the 6 to 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
10. They make 8 to 10 in the P line. So there again, the E line has an 8. Arc Audio Blackbird channel. Audio has 6 and 8 that are eligible. Helix does not. Helix does not make amplifier M line, and they don't channel. Now I know L does make one channel. So there again, thought process. This is how we look at these problems. Waiting for more installation diaries. I have watched video. All right.
This is a test.
So yeah, but here's the thing. Install diaries are cool, but doing the rock Jeep really wasn't an install diary because it's from the install because that's a product. No, it's a whole install product. Right now, the Tesla is also in the install because it's install a product, not an install diary. It's just all different that we put into it. So yeah, we're ways away from getting, I mean, we still actually the installs in it. Thank you for all of them though.
Sure.
Those first ones are full because that's when we were trying to figure out what to do. If you haven't watched like the first 10 install diaries, that's actually really fun to go watch because then it was a whole different show compared to what it is now. Over the years, it has developed to a much more streamlined, meaningful thing that it was when it first started. That was the combination of a couple shows. Idea, rumbling, new GM, Bose, and piece are coming. Like Pro or running high after the. Okay, so right now you can use the piece. What is it called?
Metro.com.
Metro does make a now. If you don't want to use the Metro, pack piece really order sometime. That's yes. We about that recently, with that, and I think it will be this quarter for a few software random things, a couple vehicles that they're figuring out right now. Once that hardware is in, like they have the hardware, just software that they're finished because they want it to come out and be perfect. The idea, right? Oh my gosh, have it be perfect. Oh, why would anyone do that?
That's how.
Yeah, it is going to be sooner rather than later, so we should more so this summer as opposed to Christmas, unless it just goes terribly wrong. Sometimes Santa Claus is coming to town. I will notice the difference in up from a 2-volt unit to a 5-volt head unit. Yes, probably not because of voltage, probably because you're getting better head. Okay, so boys, let me see. Let's take Kenwood head unit. It's off the top because Kenwood is the only really the 5 units. Find one of their 2 head units in a radio design, maybe by Kenwood. Their on it for sure. It's not audio grade components as opposed to if you flip over to the Exxon or the R series that all use audio grade components, are built, designed, and by Kenwood, one of the 9 radios or the 10 series radios, those are, you're going to know the sound quality because it's a better piece. All parts involved make it better. Take a cheap radio and put 5 volt on it does make it a better output. It makes it more output, which you'll be able to turn your down. You might not be able to because it's not actually be 5 volt output. It might be a 5 output when volume maxed out and like bass and treble or some other crazy crap we've seen. So that makes that better. The 5 volt helps, but all of the other stuff behind audio components, design, chips, those are what sound better. Okay, so they're pieces of the wheel, not just one piece. Everyone wants one special thing to me. You know, French fries better, but you still have good French fries. Ketchup, because ketchup with good sucks. I don't like ketchup on fries. It's like the one thing I love.
I had something in fries.
No, I want the French fry. If the French fries, they go in the trash. You know, I'm a bougie now when it comes to French fries. I have a car with a small amp, but when the night the vehicle annoying sound comes, we start any we start sound. I mean ignition. We're talking like that stuff. That's called a cheap amp, or install. Most of the time, it's cheap. I mean,
Cheap installation, man.
cheap installation.
Like,
Anytime there's noise, there's only aspects. Oh, okay, there's noise everywhere. When people, you gotta run the RC down one side, power wire down the car. Are you kidding? There is noise down both sides of this car. It doesn't matter. The power wire is not your problem. The car is the problem. If the people that designed the wire didn't put the right amount, design it, inject noise, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter what you do, what RC you use, or any of that. Well, you do have to use RCAs. It's gonna be, you know, you can put like a noise filter here. C1, is that what it's called? S&I 1. 1 is a great way for noise. You know.
oh man, chicken.
Do y'all do Gen Dot M25? So it'll fit through the door. More, we're gonna do it.
I think that 500 like a dual.
Well, 25 should be tall. It's like a dually. Dually will do it at time. Do it in the summer. Sorry, Mr. Answer question. I'm at work.
Sorry.
It's in there. It's in there. Heinz or Hunts? Like the Heinz, crappy kind that have high fruit syrup in it.
New one, Valentina.
They have a ketchup. That'd be interesting. I could see that. Any ketchup? Pretty good. Like a sriracha, which is really good.
Probably.
Like the crap that has for toast going. It's good because I eat ketchup. I don't want to eat shit. Canadian ketchup. They don't have all the garbage in their ketchup. It usually tastes. Thank you. Been disappointed. 2 volts. So
A new one,
it's
man.
time to upgrade to like. Well, no, 95 or what? Single DIN version, double DIN version. What is that? 9? Just a 9.
Yes,
right?
a 9.
Yeah, 9,000. That's a 9. Again, it's all about the series. What's your opinion on mid bass, 300, 400 watts, bridge, lots of headroom? I have power.
Yes.
That's power. Again, I like split power. I like active. I have enough power what I need to, and not have to make my gains up crazy because that's going to cause problems. So I mean, listen, as long as speakers can, it's that's the important thing. Have overs right, set right. It just under limitations I'm trying to do. Key to everything. Key to life. A man has got to know his limitations. Quote, Sai Eastwood. It's the truth, man. It's one of the things my dad said. I was like moved by. I was like, crap. Like all the line from.
Yeah.
Like, remembered it. It's crazy. It actually made sense when he wave crazy expensive, only for 20 watts of power, but some other brand over 65 150 watt panel designed to play low volume just for sound. But more than likely, if it's 20 watts, it's probably a high biased A amplifier in A range, and there's a limit to how much power you get out of an amplifier at performance level. The other two is, like, if you've got 20 to 40 watts and you match that with speakers that are efficient, you're fine. You're getting a ton of sound.
Yeah.
So you definitely put Morels on, because Morels to be they're not efficient. They have voice coils a little slower power, compensate for lower efficient. Where you look at like a Focal, even a Herc has efficiency. So you get a speaker that has a B rating. Who was some that we didn't talk about in the news just came out new super 110 dBs of efficiency. Sundown new super, it's 110 dB. 110 dB. You could breathe that thing in it like a freaking whoa. You put that on this amplifier, okay? No, but the reality of it is,
also they components on that amplifier house because they handmade.
You know, so the thing is like if you ever want to be away, go to some place Macintosh stereo display and the stereo.
Wait.
No. It's stereo and look at U meters. Okay, like in a house, because you know your power behind you. If you get watts out of the fire, you're gonna be, oh my god, turn it down. Like, it's amazing how much different having all power behind it is. It's crazy. Like I Macintosh fires with VU, they're Anki back in the day, and I used to just watch them. They would every now and then play the subwoofer. It would come up about halfway. Sue would be like, turn gonna break something. You're right the windows. You're gonna call.
This is coming.
You're coming.
Coming to the baby.
Can be a ground loop even using a high amplifier. There can, because and a lot of the causes that use the wrong RCAs. It's like twisted pair coax. Put a coax. It's a twisted pair.
Or by if you the output radio.
Or you blow the fuse in the radio. Yeah, no, it's totally possible. It could be in the radio too. Easiest way to find plug the source unit if it goes away.
Different source.
You know, especially integrate. It's the problem now we're into these factory videos. It matters how quality of the is, but there's going to be certain we just can't get around at, which is that the radio is designed to play this high quality stuff. And build of equipment from the factory is actually the noise or how bad it is, because you can hear certain things because it's made poorly. But then high quality, you start to hear everything. It's like we were talking about. The guy used the 9000 series CAs and he's like, that noise. And like, whatever, pull up the 9000 series, 4000 series, see what. Like the noise. The RC, no, the RC has so much resolution. Your noise over there. Yeah. So it's possible. One of the asking about the metro number for Silverplug. Honestly, don't part number. I don't.
Metro.com. You find it there.
Y'all do some like pimp golf carts or we do notes, because the reason why we can't do notes is go-karts. We got a lot of go-kart places here. So this is actually a road here that people can drive up and down. Trucks that come here all the time, and then like park here, and it's annoying. But like if you saw that 350 parked here one day, this dude, that was stressful because like, and then salon people put the car here, so every truck would come through. You have to like shut the doors, and we don't have room for boats out here. This top here is brutal, so can't get a boat into the install here. If we could, it'd be a whole different story. Golf cart wise, I don't know. We just don't get a lot of call for that. We sell to a ton of golf cart dealers, though. So from that, they have catch up. Thank you. No, clear. Yeah, it's
butter.
Clear. Yeah, looks like hair gel.
No.
It's disgusting. Hunt's natural ketchup and Kraft mayo. Listen, it was the most disgusting thing on the face of the earth. Okay, like there's the only reason mayo is to make tuna. That's it. Deviled. Other than that, no room for mayo in life at all. Like, and honestly, I could switch out those two applications for Miracle Whip. I don't care. I just, ugh. Mayo.
Say they start off from the house.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What's going on in the bed? We're just working on. Yeah, on Jeep. What do you think of Blah Punk for older cars? It's the only thing that's paying Metro. I think it's playing Punk's bills right at radio. So it's all. I don't know. For as much costs, are you kidding me? Probably go buy the original and rebuild it. And like, a couple guys that want to. That's as far as we go on that one. And hey, look, that's what moves it for you. 100%. Let's use it. What motivated you to enter into audio industry? How you start a career and tips? Any tips? The tips are you need to find someone that understands your needs and realizes that there's more than car audio.
That's understand your needs. That's
I think I understand your needs. I understand my own.
Yeah.
So you have to look for somebody that this as a profession and not a hobby. There's industry. There's way hobbyists that are business owners, don't know anything about business. That's probably the number one thing that we into, or we hear, we see that guys don't really understand how it is. Guys typically go out of business pretty fast as they get in their heads. The other thing is that more than one aspect of audio. So find something you like and be good at it. Because once you become indispensable, then you can get your own ticket. You can. Now there's a lot out there that can. There's a lot out there that have guys that understand DSP, and way more people don't understand DSP. Keeping your on the pulse of what's happening in the industry you're in is super important. Knowing how to integrate, use a DSP, tools you need. These are important aspects of it. There's years I used to have employees before Fernando and doing this anymore. The guys go up and be like, "Bro, good job. Come on, my car. Look at the cool fab stuff." And I'd be like, "Great. Put an alarm in. How to wire up a radio?" We're like, "Cool fab stuff." And we're like, "I don't need this guy. I don't need can turn it, sides pieces of to a box and holes of it. That's not what I need. Somebody that understands what the truck is doing, how to get inside of it without breaking it. Really important. MEC is a good tool to use for somebody that needs knowledge to help motivate that. The other thing too, this weekend is not the best. We're not there because I got a family thing. But we'll be the next one. At Master Tech, I went up to the CA. These are all events. 2 weeks out at Solutions, which is focused on Gladen. And they do their dealer training. So owners buy to it to send employees out for further education.
Now, if you're not on the dealer, if you're not working for the industry yet, and
you can just go to Solutions.
You go to Solutions, and they actually, trains for people, so you can learn tricks and all that stuff.
The one part about this industry is most of the people that are ridiculous alcoholics. Okay, I don't know how the industry attracts any type A personality, just die, breathe. The can better of you. Working late, can't work late. You gotta have a structure. When I started, we wouldn't let a car leave the night, so we'd 1, 2, 3, and that doesn't, well, for one, you have to leave. There has to be a time and an end, and you have to go. You have to work occasionally. I've seen it on the show. I've done, but it doesn't happen all that often. It happens. It's for a really good reason. Don't like doing it just because then it becomes greedy. Oh, well, you just stay late. Well, no, I stayed last night. Well, just do it. No, that's not because and you have to be careful as an owner. You can come back and sue for money is not paid. So you really have to.
I think also it's a balance. You keep your employees happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So they're not happy to find something.
Correct. That's just it. If you're happy, find something. If how you go to work for it, go somewhere else. If you're not what you want to learn at you're at, go somewhere else. Right. There are fewer and fewer stereo shops, and that means talent rises to the top. So, if you're off at design CAD, if you know how to CNC, you know how to, if you know how to design in 3D, these are all they're looking for. The problem is now gets you to where you're competing against other industries. I mean, you could go someplace else, probably make way more money than you're going to make in the 12 volt. It's what it is. Like, it's very strange. The work-life balance is usually things that everyone screws up in 12. And we're guilty. I know I am, but it's just what.
All the way down.
I'm going all the way down. I have a 2019 Toyota. I'm running black 6.5-inch 3 in the front and 6.5 coax in the rear. Bill, I want to run center. Would you recommend? So the really nice thing is you can actually buy from Cal a la certain speakers. Sleep home. What's that? Right? Yeah.
Yeah. To the ring baby.
For sure. Oh yeah, she is.
Yes.
What for you, paycheck? And hey, there she is. It's a partnership. Mm-hmm. But as far as that goes, you want to match it up with flax. So hold your faux color, get the flax range and tweet, and that would be for an awesome for that. Or if you have them, you probably get one of the. See if you can get the flax Mercedes or BMWs, which is a 4 tweet co. That would work well as well. So yeah, you can order a cart for certain speakers. I want to do that.
AK Tips is awesome. You guys can go to tips.com and check it out. But it's nice.
Oh hey, Ryan.
Who? Brian who?
Ryan Mitchell. Spy has been going with Max amps and those screen tap speakers, Mark Love. And it might be the best thing I've ever heard in my life. So on ribbons are awesome. Ribbons are phenomenal. There's a set of headphones called Stacks that are ribbon headphones. You need a little preamp on them. You need a fire. It's called a lighter. You can get it cheap for about $25, but the good $6,000. Like really headphones for the brief period in time. And I knew I had to stop because I was going on the road. It was like I'm way too much money, so dial it back. But that was awesome. Closest I got to Mark Logan's. What do you say?
Stacks.
No, we talk about Stacks. Okay. Part Logan's now. They're actually reasonably.
All right.
I don't know where and to be married. I'll just have this Morel home space. Ooh. I've been over to them.com and seen new portable speaker they have coming. Oh yeah,
Biggie.
it's called the Big. Your Uranus or full cal. That's a tough one. Those uranium a year. Yeah, oh, nice. Sounds like morale.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go right away.
Yeah, I feel those are two sounds though. Like uranium is more like morale thing.
Uranium?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Trust me. Here's Peter. Again, it's right. It has that zero tweeter, so that's what I liked about it. You know, so I don't know, both really good. You know. Oh, now. What? I missed an acoustic. Yeah. You're gonna have to keep missing. Alright. Work is life, not life. I mean, our tour does good. Like he does traveling with his wife.
Tour doesn't. He just drops. When he's bored, he just go back.
Yeah, makes enough money to next vacation. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think that'd be a great. It's like I'm gonna have to go on a vacation and come back and work on another vacation. I mean, that's a business, right? You know.
Yeah.
I'm that. I mean, you know, you gotta win. You just gotta survive. That is for sure. Like, what have you done lately? I took a cruise. Our anniversary. I put this effort into like months of planning.
Whatever.
I was like, oh, our anniversary. Well, there you go. Cruise. Put up with it. Look at this. Oh, living that life. Printer. Really fall in love with making stuff. I'll just have laser. No, a 3D printer, a flash forward, or something like that. The file of the printed. Audio maker source mode in Dallas. I don't. Your car audio does, because over there in that part of the world. Have you guys heard in the Jeep? I have not.
But it's not Macintosh.
Yeah, that's a system with a cool little on it. JL6 or C7s? I have an answer for that one because I'm not really a JL guy. I know, like I've guys tell me the 7 the most speakers I've ever heard in my life. So
that was the top of the line.
Yeah, just not that guy. Like I've done 7.
The line.
There's 7s we've done for people never done this. So
I mean, this just came out.
Exactly.
That's the new.
So, yeah. Just got to get the new numbers. Have you found any of the line stats components? Curious how they compare to price components. Listen, it's going to take a lot for me to want to install those because I the other thing like, and it ain't broke. Fix it. Is at this point, I'm not one of the guys that needs to run out and try stuff just to try stuff.
You're not Christian.
No, I'm Christian. So I'm sure they're full, and I've plenty of guys tell me how they love them. I'm not gonna go out and do that because I know they may. It's a world that they might be better than the folk for the morale. Probably not. There's a chance. No. So I'm just gonna. We have to. So I want to deliver something that. Just looked up your plane has a crash. Yeah, that has been there since we moved in. There's that there, that, and then over here there's a wall that is just down. It's been there. There used to be a wall, as you can see, like colors. There used to be a wall, and see on the floor, the floor that we have, here is, see here's, so this used to be a lawyer's office. How funny is that? And so here's where that ran.
Yeah, it used to be here, but as soon as we came in, you know, we removed the wall.
Oh yeah, you tore the wall down. But yeah, there's, and that window is there, the door, because it let you in. Funny part was there's like three outlets in here because of it. So that's always an issue, and the landlords, what are you talking about? Took all the walls and you removed the outlets. Oh, crazy. All right, guys, that's it. Now you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We take questions and having a time Saturdays. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.